We're going to begin today with the biggest obstacle Donald Trump is facing right now to secure his third consecutive Republican presidential nomination. I'm not talking about his Republican rivals, potential or announced, like Ron DeSantis, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, or Tim Scott, because they've all now rallied around him, at least in the moment. Instead, from Donald Trump's vantage point right now, the biggest obstacles facing his path to the nomination are criminal investigations. 3 of them, to be specific, in New York City, in Georgia, and in the special counsel's office. Those probes might just effectively wind up being his versions of Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina. Survive them all, and the nomination is his. The party has all but reacted that way. As a Manhattan grand jury weighs potential charges against Mr. Trump tied to hush money payments made to adult film actress Stormy Daniels, 2 sources tell NBC that the DA told the grand jury to stay home today, but to be on standby for a possible convening tomorrow. In the special counsel's criminal investigation into Trump's mishandling of classified material and the January 6th insurrection, remember he's looking at both, NBC News can confirm that a federal judge has determined that prosecutors have presented sufficient evidence to establish that Trump committed a crime through his attorneys and that one of his lawyers now has to testify before the grand jury. He cannot hide behind attorney-client privilege. The former president is facing a criminal investigation in Georgia as well. That is a look into his effort to overturn the 2020 election in the Peach State. His lawyers are looking to quash the special grand jury report and try to bar the Fulton County DA from continuing its case. It's kind of a long shot maneuver for what it's worth. And despite all of that, every single one of Trump's so-called rivals inside the GOP who have spoken out are not attacking him. They're defending him and instead attacking the Manhattan District Attorney. Take a listen.
He's the guy that wants no jails. The only thing he wants to do is weaponize the law against his political enemies. President Trump is a victim of that.
From everything I've seen from this New York district attorney is that this would be something he'd be doing for political points.
The fact that the Manhattan DA thinks that indicting President Trump is his top priority, I think, just tells you everything you need to know about the radical left in this country. It just feels like a politically charged prosecution here.
You have a prosecutor who is ignoring crimes happening every single day in his jurisdiction, and he chooses to go back many, many years ago to try to use something about porn star hush money payments. You know, that's an example of pursuing a political agenda and weaponizing the office.
It's hard to call that group of Republicans challengers to Trump, given those kinds of comments. All of them seem to give a pass to him actually breaking the law. None of them condemned him for breaking the law, for putting himself in a position for a district attorney in any jurisdiction to have enough evidence to indict him for a crime. Remember, Donald Trump's behavior put him in the situation. Not one of them condemned his behavior. Not one. And that perhaps explains why Trump's campaign has looked less like a traditional campaign and more like an operation designed to protect him from legal scrutiny. His early campaign announcement let him deflect any legal action against him as campaign interference by what he and allies are calling partisan prosecutors. And by preemptively proclaiming that an indictment was coming in Manhattan, he got the entire Republican Party apparatus to fall into a familiar pattern of defending him before they even know what the exact charges are. Folks, at the moment, there is no force inside the GOP that appears to have the will or ability to deny the 2024 presidential nomination to Donald Trump. There's none. The only thing that's going to keep him off the ballot is going to be the legal system. And ironically, every one of those Republican potential foes of his in the primary are all rooting for the legal system to work in their favor.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.